Om Shanti. 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 Hari Om. Namaste. I am here to get this Panchakarma experience kicked off. I'm actually here 3 days early, but this is kind of going to be how we're going to move forward as we dive into this Panchakarma. This is a community Panchakarma. If you don't know what I'm talking about, do look to the Panchakarma playlist I have on the homepage here. I'm offering a guided community 40-day self-care Panchakarma. It's something I want to extend to the community here so you all can feel empowered in your healing process, mind, body, spirit, and I'm going to be sharing the wisdom of Ayurveda, the science of life, and specific things you can do to bring balance to your entire being and transform your life, okay? And we do have sort of a structure set in place for this Panchakarma. We did put out a video, let's see, about a week ago, all right? And that's on the playlist. You'll see 2 videos there. The first one is actually a video from my Pitta Dosha course from the Dosha Discovery series that I have on my Cobra's Medicine Bag website. And it was a live I was doing with the group who was going through that program. In the middle of it, I got inspired. I felt like, oh my gosh, I want to share this. I want to share this with a wider collective. And I want to give this as a seva, as an offering. Okay, so there is nothing that you have to give me to be guided through this experience. I'm not selling you anything. I just want to empower you with this knowledge and this information so you can carry it forward in your own life and experience the power of transformation that can happen when you utilize this particular system of healing. It's really, really amazing. And the best part of it is that you get to be in charge of your transformational process. You get to feel empowered in your own healthcare. And we're also utilizing these 40 days to bring a goal, a vision of ours, a dream of ours into fruition. All right. We're doing a little straightening by fire. All the details you need to know are going to be found under that playlist. And I will put each of these videos under that playlist. So if you ever want to know what the heck is going on right now, look to the playlist, and you can jump in anytime you want. It's just right now we're going through this live mode, okay? I'm going to keep this up. I may do this periodically here. Depends on how it's received, if it's something you all enjoy. So do let me know. Give me the feedback, okay? And that'll let me know how I can best serve all of you, all right? Just to give a little brief background, I am an Ayurvedic practitioner. I've been working as an Ayurvedic practitioner for about 7 years. Prior to that, I did independent study in Ayurveda for about a decade, okay? And it's something that really helped me in my own healing process. Ayurveda saved my life, really, to be honest with you. And I'm so grateful. I'm so grateful for the wisdom of the Vedas and the way that it has supported me. And I think everybody should be empowered in this way to know that there are things you can do to take charge of your health, to find peace mentally, to transform
your emotional reality and to activate your purpose and transform your life. And it's all in you. It's all in you. And I want to support you in connecting with those keys that you hold inside, and making that happen. Okay. So I want to just give you like kind of a brief rundown of how this is going to go so you know what to expect. Our Panchakarma, or 40-day Panchakarma, officially kicks off this Monday. All right. So if you want to travel through it in lifetime, and I'm going through it with y'all too, I got a goal too. I'm going to do this with you. I'm going to journey alongside of you. I'm everything that I'm going to be bringing in for you all. I'm also incorporating on my own path. I believe in walking my talk as an Ayurvedic practitioner. And this balancing is important for all of us. It's something that, you know, it's valuable to continually do. You don't just do it once and then you're done with it. You know, I kind of call it Panchakarma life, and it's my way to achieve my goals in life while also making sure that I'm staying, you know, in my center, that I'm staying connected emotionally, that I'm clearing out, you know, thought patterns or just habits that don't serve me, that I'm offering it up to Agni, the transformational fire within, that I'm doing my purification. All of this is so important. It's my path work. It's all of our path work, okay? And the best thing we can do to benefit the greater whole is to heal ourselves, right? Heal ourselves, to take that accountability, to transform what's holding us back. And by us healing ourselves and us doing our own integration work, it has a beneficial effect on the greater whole. Okay, so this is going to be a beautiful experience. And I put out that first video, which is called Panchakarma Initiation, which outlines what you need to do to get prepped for this experience on Monday. So if your interest is piqued, tune into that video. It'll give you all the details that you need to know, and you still have 3 days to get prepped before we get this kicked off on Monday, okay? And let's see, I will be putting out a video on Wednesdays, which gives a 3-day space before the next 10-day cycle begins. All right, because we're going to go 40 days. I'm breaking it up in 4, 10-day sections here. And each 10-day section is going to have a group focus, and then you're going to have your individual work that you're going to be doing. I'm also going to pop in starting on Monday every day. This is one of the things I'm doing to kind of hold my feet to the fire. I'm going to pop in here every day just for a short little video, a drop in, something to give you some food for thought for the day, something that gives some focus for the day, maybe pulling a card for the day that sets the tone, the theme for the day. For those of you journeying through Panchakarma, it will be specifically for the Panchakarma Collective, like those who are actually taking up this journey of transformation. I will also be sharing videos of different Ayurvedic self-care techniques. I'm going to teach you what I've learned about self-care with Panchakarma, and I'm going to support you in this process, okay? So this video is everything you need to get you through, starting with when we launch this Panchakarma on Monday and for the next 10 days after that. And then look to next Wednesday, I'll put out the video for the next 10-day cycle, okay? And you'll be surprised how much you can shift, in 40 days. It's really amazing, all right? So I want to dive in first by doing a reading for the collective who is going to be starting Panchakarma and taking up this opportunity to be empowered in their healing process, to learn how they can care for themselves with the wisdom of Ayurveda, mind, body, spirit, and while also bringing a goal to fruition, a dream to fruition, and seeing it actualized by the end of this 40-day cycle. So it's really kind of exciting. I wanted to set the tone for what this first 10 days of Panchakarma will have in store for us. This card wanted to stay behind. Oh, we got Spirit looking over this with the Hierophant here, okay? And I really see this is a beautiful card here to come out just sort of in the pre-shuffle, I really see this community, right? This community that's gathered here and they're being nourished by the roots. And Ayurveda is the roots. It's the root of all medicine. It's the root of all medicine. The Vedas, gave us this gift of Ayurveda, which is the science of life. And from Ayurveda, so many different medical traditions have been born, including, Oriental medicine and eventually, Western medicine. But it's really amazing. When you tap these roots, you gain so much knowledge. And it's something stable. It's something that can really grow, and not just root you and ground you and how to best care for your body physically and your self-care, how to care for yourself mentally and emotionally, but also really drawing down that energy of higher consciousness, or Atman, or spirit, however you connect with that, and really grounding it in your reality. And I see this here as the community gathered here that's going to be going through this experience, and just how we have this rooted connection, all of us that are going to be going through this journey. And there's a lot of wisdom that's going to come forward. Look at this. Can I get it to focus? There's this eye here, all-seeing eye. It's activating the vision, and rooting it in material reality. And right behind that, bottom of the deck energy, Ace of Wands. Okay, so this is all about bringing the fire forward. We're really working with that fire quality when we're going through Panchakarma. Fire is not only about taking the actions necessary, which Panchakarma means 5 actions. It's 5 actions of purification. And I'm going to teach you these 5 actions of purification. All of them will be employed as we go through this experience. And I will teach you those things as we go through, day to day. I'll bring different techniques and things that you can weave into your practice. And I strongly encourage you, once a week, over these next 40 days, beginning Monday, that you have a Panchakarma day where you just devote that whole day to your self-care. I want you to dive deep. Let that be your whole focus that day, is your self-care, working with these Ayurvedic techniques that I'm going to teach you. And it's all going to be things that are readily accessible to you. You can find the things you need at your grocery store or in your cupboards. And it's going to be such a powerful experience for you to give to yourself like that, and see the way that it can transform your outer reality. All right. So I have decided that I'm going to let spirit kind of dictate the flow of each 10-day cycle. Okay, we got 4 of them. So we're looking at the beginning here, this initiation point, and let's see what our focus will be for the collective gathering for Panchakarma over the first 10 days of our journey together, and find out what is in store. This is a big commitment. I don't want to make it out like it's not going to require some discipline on your part, because it will. Panchakarma is a bit like, working through the resistance, working through the stuck places, the things that tend to hold us back. And it also requires kind of confronting some things that maybe might not be so easy to look at. It's facilitated through this purification process, through doing different body work techniques, or maybe working with different mantras or different yogic postures, or working with these different methods that you access through the physical body. But there is no separation between the physical and the mental and the emotional and the spiritual. It's comprehensive. It's a holistic experience. Okay, so understand that as you do this work, as we dive into Panchakarma, as you do this work, you start to unravel physically. You will have emotions come up. You will have your stuck places come up. You'll have the inner saboteur will awaken. You will feel your resistance. It's not always going to be easy. It will require commitment on your part to show up and follow through, even at those times when you really don't want to deal with it. In fact, it's even more important during those times. So, we see here what we really need to change. We got the Wheel of Fortune coming in reverse, and we have the Five of Cups. And what I'm really getting from this is that it's time to turn this wheel around. A lot of the collective is stuck right now. Stuck looking back at the past, looking at what went awry, looking at what was lost, looking at where they feel disappointed, where their life didn't turn out as they thought it should. And this is really preventing forward motion. It's like being in this place of gridlock. And when we're in this place where we're constantly looking back to the past, looking at what didn't go the way we wanted it to, and feeling regret or feeling sorrow or feeling remorse about that, we can't have any kind of forward motion in our lives that gives us the opportunity to activate change, which is so necessary if we want to get that wheel of fortune moving in the right direction. So understand that as you do this work, as we unravel the body, beginning here, okay, over these next 10 days when we start on Monday, you're going to notice certain emotions surfacing in you. You may feel sensitive. You may notice you have things that maybe you swept under the rug for a while because they were too painful to look at the time, are going to resurface, wanting your attention. And I want to make it very clear that when we're processing pain, all right, when we're releasing pain or we're releasing trauma, what often gets us stuck is getting into the story. And by that, I mean, this person did this to me, that caused me to feel like this, and I went through that, and that's why I can't achieve this now because I'm burdened by this, and it affects me on a daily basis. And by no means am I minimizing trauma in any way, shape, or form. I have my own trauma history. I've had my own trauma history. But here's the problem. When we stay stuck in the story of what happened, we are unable to be present. And the present moment is the only opportunity we really have to take action and activate change in our lives. The story is what binds us to that place and time where we experience that pain and all the insecurity it brings forward, or all the fears it causes to arise in us, all these things that act as obstacles that prevent us from really moving forward, moving beyond the wounding and transforming our lives. And in a way, it's how we victimize ourselves over and over and over again. It's very common when this pain surfaces, and it's going to happen because this week, our goal physically is going to be to get the lymphatic system moving, all right? We want to get the lymphatic system moving. We want to start to get in touch with our bodies. We want to figure out where we need the unwinding, where we need to do the healing work, what's in need of attention. And I'm going to drop in with you daily, and I'm going to give you something to focus on each day, something very simple that will help you with this, okay? Don't worry, you're going to be guided step by step as we go through this experience. But the thing that happens is when you start to unlock the body will spill its secrets, okay? So anything that you have suppressed, anything that you've been avoiding, it's going to start to bubble to the surface. I want to prepare you for this. It's important for you to be prepared for this, that it's normal to have emotional release. It's normal to feel activated. It's normal to feel discomfort as you start to unwind the body. The lymphatic system, the rasa, the river of life, is intimately connected with the emotions. So if your circulation hasn't really been flowing, if you got dams in the river, when you start to break that up through the techniques that I'll share with you, as you start to break that up, you're going to find your emotions start to flood too. They start to flood your system because they've been held back. They've been held back up until now. We want to get that moving. We want to get that moving because what we're looking is to get the body into a liquid fire state where we get all the detoxification pathways open. Everything starts flowing. Everything starts moving. And it all has an interrelation to one another. Okay. So you're going to notice as you get these blocks out of the way, the physical blocks out of the way, as you start to open up your body, as you start to release the holding patterns in your tissues, your emotions are going to start flowing. You might find yourself crying. You might find yourself, moving into this place of grief. It's so essential. I want you to think of what surfaces as this is what's been holding me back. The need to hold space for this, to experience it, to witness it. Pain wants to be witnessed. It wants to be heard. Okay, that's why pain emerges, whether that's physical pain, whether it's emotional pain, whether it's mental anguish or spiritual challenges on your path that have you activated. It all just wants to be witnessed. It's not important for the release of pain. This is what's so different, okay, from like kind of the Western model. Throat chakra stuff, okay? It's not so important to go into the story. All that's important is that it's witnessed and that you create a space for it to emerge. So what needs to come up and out can do so in a way where it feels held in a respectful space. All right? You may feel emotions surface and you might go, what is this? I was doing fine up till now. I haven't even been upset. I haven't even been sad. I don't know why I'm feeling this right now. Why am I crying right now? You don't need to figure out why. It's not important. Our muscle has memory. This is something that has been scientifically studied and documented. Our muscles have memory. Our bodies hold the experiences that we've been through. There's neural pathways in our brain where almost like a samskara of sorts, like a psychic wound can form that can have our brain going over the same loops over and over and over and over and over again. It can cause great anguish. It can cause great suffering. We see this in an instance like PTSD. It's about getting everything rewired, okay? And there are Ayurvedic methods to support this process. But the main thing I want to tell you is that when this stuff starts to surface for you, it's so essential. Don't bother going into the story. Just let yourself feel it. If you need to cry, cry. If you need to scream it out, scream it out. If you need to get it out physically, punch some pillows, whatever you need to move it out of your body, just let it happen naturally. And don't feel the need to connect the dots, because that's what gets you ensnared in the whole process and keeps you stuck. You just want to let the energy move through you. And that's what moves away the stagnation. Look at this. Bottom of the deck, energy, 10 of swords. It's about giving yourself over the process. Do you see there is no resistance to this pain? There is no resistance to this pain. It's opening. It's letting the emotions surface. It's not fighting it. It's letting the energy flow. And this brings the emergence of light out of the shadow. The wound is where the light gets in. The wound is where the light gets in. But it's about not resisting the process. And so if you notice the story starting to emerge, you view it as an opportunity, like a cue to come into the moment and say, okay, it's not about that. I'm ready to heal. I just need to hold this pain. I just need to hold these emotions with love and with respect and allow myself to clear this out. And the physical work we're doing will help you out. It'll help you out through that process. Okay? You're going to move out of this place, all right, of the Five of Pentacles, feeling like you don't have the support, feeling so contracted, so held in, which creates a pressurized environment. It holds your fire back. It holds your fire back behind this wall of cold, all right? And that creates a pressurized internal environment. It's a pressurized internal environment that can also lead to stress, that can lead to inflammation, that can lead to all sorts of dis-ease in the body, okay? We're going to build that fire. We're going to get the circulation moving so we can thaw out that wall of coal, bring the fire forward. And when we do that, we move into this Queen of Cups energy, which is all about that watery nature where the emotions can flow, where the lymphatic system is moving, where everything gets moving. We move out of this inertia of the 10 of the 10. Well, it is number 10 of the Wheel of Fortune in reverse, and we can turn that energy around. Okay. Right now, we're focusing on moving the blockages. Okay. And we do this in a very practical way with the Knight of Pentacles. Very practically, through addressing the physical body, through unwinding the physical body. We can do that with movement. We can do that with vocalization. And I think that is going to be important just because as I started to talk about this, the throat got all activated. I'm going to share a method for getting in touch with your emotions. This is probably what I'll kick off with on Monday. I will share a meditation with you that can help you learn how to create a safe space for your emotions to surface without getting all wound up into the story, okay? And it's something that you can turn to over and over and over again that will support you. I think that'll be a good place to start. But, with this Knight of Pentacles energy, we're dealing with things very practically. We're looking to the physical. You don't need to stress on making it super spiritual experience, you don't, I'm telling you, the body will unlock it all for you as we start to unravel it through this very practical, hands-on self-care work, all right? With this Four of Pentacles, this is interesting because this also came in last week. There's this resistance, right? There's this contracted state. We're moving out of the contracted state into expansive state. That's the whole point of Panchakarma. And this will require us with the King of Swords, okay, to cut off what doesn't serve, what's draining our energy. There's a fair amount of cord cutting work that comes into Panchakarma as well. That's, working with the energy body a little bit more. We will be diving into that as well. And I also will teach you how to do that cord cutting work if you don't know how. A lot of times I get approached by people in the work that I do, and they feel like they need to cut cords. They feel like something outside of themselves is draining their energy, but they want somebody else to do it for them. And let me tell you, nothing is more powerful than you knowing how to cut your cords yourself. So that's another thing that I will bring in for you this week. I'm seeing already this picture forming for our work this week. It's about moving out of that contraction into expansion. It's about getting the lymphatic system moving that wall of cold energy so the fire can come forward, getting the lymph really flowing, really building, creating space for the emotions that will surface as a result of this, and doing the necessary cord cutting, because that's obviously going to be a piece of any kind of trauma that surfaces that needs to be cleared out, is cutting off the supply. We don't want to continue to feed and nourish the wound. We want to use the wound as a way to move through and break out into the light on the other side. We don't want to be stuck in that place. We don't want to be stuck in this dark place of suffering, with this Five of Pentacles, Five of Cups. This needs to change. 5 is about swift action, swift change. And that's what we're looking at with Ayurveda, and in particular, Panchakarma. I'm telling you that when you take up this experience, by the end of 40 days, you will not be the same person. You will not. Your life will be transformed. It will require your commitment. It will require you to take charge of your healing, but you're going to be given all the tools to do this. And if you make this commitment to yourself, you are going to see your whole world transform. And it's not an exaggerated statement. And it's something you have to experience to believe it. And when you do, you'll never go back to the old way. And I'm reaching out to those people I know that are going to go through this experience, that have been through this experience with me before. Please drop a comment. Let people know the way that this can impact their life, because I think it's so essential for people to know what a valuable experience this really is. So I really see this as what we're going to be doing this week. There's a lot about moving. A lot of moving of pain. Okay. Woo! Oh my goodness. Okay. Again, here's this energy, right? Hanged man energy. Been sitting here stuck at the bardo for too long. I mean, we don't get more stuck energy than this wheel of fortune in reverse, the hangman. Okay. This is about just staying in a state of limbo. It's time to move this energy. And I understand on a grander scale, right? Collectively, the whole world has been through a lot over these past couple years. We've been used to having to kind of deal with things out of our control. And this can become somewhat of a holding pattern. And there's also the collective experience of what it's been like to go through that. And has it been traumatizing for some people? Absolutely. We've seen that. We're aware of that. A lot of people have really struggled emotionally. They've struggled mentally with everything that has gone down over the past couple of years. And we've been in this pattern of being stuck, this place of uncertainty, this place of having to, stay put. And it's time to move this energy, get it moving. We have to move ourselves out of this contracted place and into expansion, so we can welcome the light back into our lives again, so we can move on to a new cycle, not stay stuck in this old one. All right. But this requires a lot of processing of pain. We see this with the 5 of Swords, the 3 of Swords to the death. Okay. So starting this first 10 days, we're getting things off to a bang. And I think this is really what is going to come forward, is as you are beginning down this road, once you start on Monday and we start moving through this together, a lot of heavy emotions might surface for you. Anticipate this, be prepared for it. I really encourage you, if you are having challenges, if you're having difficult experiences, if you're having pain surface, please, drop a comment on these videos, drop a comment, share what you're going through. Let's build community around it. Let's hold it together. You'd be amazed as you bring your voice forward and you share what you're going through, how many other people will be able to relate to your experience. And then it makes it safe for them to open up too. And when we all start connecting with each other as a community that's devoted to our evolution, our expansion, our healing, magic happens. Magic happens. And I will be here too to help offer any kind of support I can. I'm always very active in my comments, and I'm here to listen too, and to help guide you as an Ayurvedic practitioner as you go through this experience. So if something surfaces for you that's challenging, if you're having a hard time moving through it, you don't know quite how to move through it, please let me know. Drop a comment. I will do everything I can to support you throughout that process. And I encourage all of us as a community to come together in this respect and really share our experience from a very transparent place. It's the most amazing thing. You'll find that a lot of a lot of things that keep us stuck in life, a lot of our holding patterns, a lot of the things that hold us back have to do with us, feeling this need to keep things secret, or having a sense of shame around things, having a sense of guilt around our experiences. And these are the very things that keep us stuck. These are the very things that keep us in holding patterns and keep us disempowered. But as soon as you take that risk to like bring your voice forward, to let yourself be seen and let yourself be transparent, that loses all power. It loses all power. That alone, the bravery to not hide anymore, not hide what is a personal struggle, or a pain that you've never given a voice, or ways that you feel not capable, or insecure. The more that you can bring these parts of you out of that shadow and in the light of day, where they can be witnessed and held with love and respect, beautiful things can happen. And I'll tell you, it's not an exaggeration. Miracles can happen. I've seen it. I've witnessed it. And it's amazing. And it's one of the reasons why I love Panchakarma. Okay. Yeah, this is an invitation, all right? With this Knight of Cups, you have an invitation. The emotions are an invitation. The emotions are what are needing expression. To really feel what you're feeling, you have to really be rooted in your body. When you're rooted in your body, that's also when you connect with your intuition. It's when you can really start to feel your way through. It's when you can find the flow in your life, when you can feel out what direction you need to take, or what step is right for you, or what action is essential at this time, or even what you want. It connects you to your experience on a very visceral level. But you can't do that if you're all up in your head, if you're all up in this place of worry and mental agitation, you can't see your way through it. It causes you to lose your clarity. The emotions are this beautiful invitation to actually clear space that will allow you so much more room within to simply be you, and to align with your truth, to align with your purpose, to align with what's needed at this moment for you to move out of the stuckness, out of that crossroads, and forward onto the path, and to be able to feel out what path is right for you, what choice you should make. This is about not resisting the emotions, not resisting the pain when it surfaces, but understanding that it's actually a sign of healing. It's actually a sign of healing. And healing really does involve us learning how to hold space for the discomfort, and learning how to be present with it without being overcome by it, without it feeling overwhelming. And the way we do that is by not getting attached to the story. This technique that I will bring in for you all, this meditative technique that I will bring in for you all on Monday, that allows you to release pain, release trauma without getting connected to the story, it will help you so much, and it'll be a great ally on this path. But it's a very clear picture that's forming here. This is about coming back home to yourself with the Four of Wands, and clearing away all that has kept you separated from that place within yourself, where you belong, where that your life has meaning and purpose, that you're meant to be here, and that you have something beautiful to offer. And when you create the stability of that knowing from the inside out, amazing things transform in your life, and you'll see it evident in the experiences you have, and the type of people you start to draw to you, and also in the manifestation of your dreams. That's what puts you in that flow of creation. It's what puts you in harmony with the flow of abundance. Okay, so really beautiful energy coming in this week. And cut of the deck, you got the Page of Wands. Okay, so This is that initiation of getting the fire moving, and Nine of Pentacles on the other side, coming into that place of wholeness, fulfillment, abundance within the self, and seeing how when we embody that energy, it also manifests in our material reality, right? So really beautiful energy coming in. We have the focus for the week ahead. If you want to know how to get yourself set up and prepared for this journey, what steps you need to take, again, please refer to that Panchakarma initiation video that is under the Panchakarma playlist, and that'll outline how you can create the structure of your program. And then I will be guiding you through the experience with the daily check-ins, okay? So we know we got a pretty heavy week ahead of us for this first opening week. We're going to start to move the lymph system. We're going to do some cord cutting. We're going to process some deep emotions, and we're going to clear some space that's going to get everything moving. And I want to go ahead and pull one of these white light oracle cards, and also pull a card from the Kali oracle, just to get some additional guidance. Both of these decks are by Alana Fairchild, and artwork is just exquisite, but I also love the way that the imagery just sparks the messages. I've never even really thumbed through this book, but I just really love this artwork so much. And sometimes specific hertz frequencies and stuff comes in with this white light oracle that can be supportive for you too. So it'll be interesting to see what emerges. Pathfinder, what is the path forward this week for those undergoing this Panchakarma journey? What do they need to know? What will best support them this week? What is the path? What is the way forward for those undergoing this 40-day Panchakarma that will be kicking it off with me on Monday? What is the way forward? These cards always take a while to shuffle. They're pretty big cards. But they eventually give a message, and it's always something really valuable. Pathfinder. Well, we got 3. Wow, there's a lot coming in here. Woo, okay. Okay, we have Beta of Spirit Wolf. What a beautiful card. Look at that. I just love Wolf Totem. It's one of my life path totems. Wolf Totem is the Pathfinder. Wolf Totem helps you find the way out of the dark wood to the other side. We have Oracle of Chaldea. You got that beautiful energy coming in. Look, lighting up the vision, lighting up Ajna, the third eye. And then we have Alpha of Alcyon. So we see here with Alpha of Alcyon here that the energy is going to start moving, okay? And look at the posture. Do you see how her head is back? And she's listening. She's listening. There's this softness, even as all this energy is stirring around her. When we get the lymph system going, that's what happens. There's going to be 44 on the clock when I said that, okay? It's like the energy gets moving internally, and you're really going to start to see why in Ayurveda we say macrocosm is reflected in microcosm. You are that. What you see in the outside world is what you are within. It really is true. And as you start to do this work on your physical body, as your emotions start to turn, as everything starts to move, you know, you're going to see a lot of things start to shift around you too. It's not an accident. It's that your energy is transforming, your energy is shifting, your energy is starting to move. And this also changes what you see on the screen of life. It changes your experiences with people. It changes how you relate to things. It changes actual circumstances in your life. So this is about just letting it all move and being open to it, being receptive to it. Remember to stay in this like expansive state. Remember to stay in this spirit of yes. And when we say yes to something, it's not that we're saying, oh, this is wonderful. I love this. This is fantastic. Yes is just removing all resistance. So when the challenging emotions surface, when the grief comes up, it's yes, yes, and this too. Yes, I feel this grief. You know, it's not resisting it, not moving into that contraction that says, no, I don't want to feel this. I don't want to look at this. It's just saying, yes. Really move into this space of yes. Move into this space of openness. Even notice your body as you move through this first week. Notice the times when the pain comes and maybe you curl your shoulders forward and you move into that like protective Four of Pentacles energy, you know, closing yourself off, and catch yourself. Remember, work with your body. Oh, I see. I'm closing off. I'm being self-protective. I'm guarding my heart center. Open, open, open. Sometimes it even helps just to use your hands to kind of like just remind yourself, just keep open, just keep open. And yes, yes is such a powerful affirmation. Yes, 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 and this too, and this too. You don't have to like what's happening, you know. You may not like it when your emotions first start to surface. You may not. You may feel resistance. But when you do feel resistance, when you do feel yourself moving into those states, notice what your body is doing. Reset yourself, open up the chest, roll the shoulders back, and just say, yes, yes, I accept this. I accept this is how I feel. I don't like how this feels. And yes to that too. Yes, I acknowledge I don't like how this feels, but this is what is. And I accept it. And as you do, you're going to find that the resistance around encountering the emotions starts to thaw and things start to move. And the more you can greet it with this place of expansion, acceptance, openness, the more smoothly it will move through you. Okay. We definitely have the Pathfinder here to help us find that way through. All right. So pay attention, because there's going to be a lot of things that show up in your day-to-day experiences that are signposts for you. And it's going to be individual to you. The signs that come through for me aren't necessarily going to be the signs that come through for you. This is your path. This is your journey. So notice your experiences. You're going to notice as we all embark on this together that certain themes are going to start to crop up in your life. You'll see it in your material reality, and it's all there to inform you. So I encourage you to pay attention, because Wolf Spirit is with you and it's helping you sniff out the way forward. It's helping you sniff out the trail ahead. All right. And it requires that you really be in your body so you can stay in touch with those instincts. Stay in touch with what spirit is telling you, because you also have this channel is going to open as well. Your upper channels will open as well as we do this cord cutting, as we get the lymph system moving, as we do all this clearing work and we begin this initial process of purification. You're going to notice that your channel is clear. You're going to actually be able to receive that higher guidance, whether you view that higher guidance as coming from your higher consciousness, your Atman, or you view it as coming from your spirit or ancestors or God or goddess, or however you relate to that direct line, that direct line of wisdom, guidance, that when it lands, you know that you are being driven in such a way that puts you in harmony with your purpose. It's just a knowing in your bones, right? We see that there's going to be a lot that's going to be coming into this third eye, okay? So as you clear out all that mental confusion, as you clear out all that mental agitation, as we work with these different Ayurvedic techniques that are going to come in, you're going to get this clearing in ajna and third eye chakra, okay? That's going to allow you to really activate your vision to be able to see your way forward. So I really love how all these energies are merging together. The intuition, right, of the oracle with the instinct, practically, of the wolf spirit. And it's all about moving into the expansion, the listening, the trusting of that energy. Really beautiful, beautiful message coming in there. And I want to see what Kali Ma wants to add to this discussion too, because Kali Ma is all about cutting off what does not serve, okay? Kali Ma is a powerful ally for doing any kind of cord cutting. And again, I want you to know, I'll guide you through this, okay? I will guide you through it so you don't have to feel like you don't know what to do or how to figure that out. I'm going to be there to help support this process for you. Okay, so let's see. Oh, wow. There's a card that's turned up somehow in that shuffle. I don't know how that happened, but I'm going to take it as a sign. Baglamukti. Baglamukti. Ooh. Wow. She's got a tongue in her hands. She's got a tongue in her hands. Notice this lotus flower off to the side. No mud, no lotus, It's through your greatest wounds that the beauty grows and blossoms. I really see this as a need to be more quiet this week. Take some space for more listening. It's really interesting how, if you notice in these cards, the Alpha of Alcyone and Oracle of Chaldea, they're listening, right? They're listening. It's this receptive quality. And with this coming in here, I feel like that is the challenge this week, is to hold your tongue. Hold your tongue. You might be dealing with some challenging situations in your life. Maybe some very difficult feelings will surface. Maybe you'll have the urge to kind of go and like confront that person, or have an outburst, do something impulsive as you start to get in touch with these emotions, especially if you've been numbed out from them for a long time. But it's sort of this thing, hold your tongue, hold your tongue. Allow yourself this space to just sit with what surfaces, to witness it and to hold it in a respectful way without acting on it at this time. And again, like I said, I will give you techniques that will support you in this. So you don't have to feel like, well, I don't know how to do that. What am I supposed to do? What are you even talking about? How do I hold space for it? I'll show you. Okay. I'll show you. I'm gonna show up here for you guys every day. That's one of the things that I'm doing to hold my feet to the fire, because that's quite a commitment for me to make, to show up every day for 40 days in a row. To guide through this experience. But I feel like it's important, and I'm committing to that. That's my straightening by fire, right? One of my straightening by fires for my personal path. But we see here that also there's this, I'm really getting this piece with this tongue. This is like Kali's tongue. And a lot of people misunderstand why Kali sticks out her tongue. They think it's because Kali is angry, but that's not the case. There's this story There's this story in the mythos of Kali Ma where she was on the war path, man. She was just raging for order. She's causing destruction all around her because her rage, her anger had gotten the better of her, and she was just causing mayhem everywhere she was going. And so Shiva sees this and he says, oh my gosh, like if we don't get this addressed, like everything's going to be decimated. So Shiva takes it upon himself to lay down on the ground in Kali's pathway to stop her, right? And she's so caught up in this rage that she feels that she goes to take a step and she steps on Shiva's chest. And when she looks down and she sees that she stepped upon her beloved, she sticks her tongue out in shame. In shame. So maybe you feel anger and shame. Maybe these two things come up simultaneously. Maybe you've been told it's not okay for you to feel angry. It's not okay for you to be upset. It's not okay for you to express anger. But Kali Ma is saying, that it's okay to get that anger out. Because when we hold space for our anger, when we let our anger be expressed in healthy ways through moving it out of our body, moving that fire, giving that fire an outlet, which I'll also show you, then we are freed from a sense of shame around it. It's trying to put on a mask and pretend it's not there, and keeping it held inside that creates that pressurized environment. So we're going to do a lot of moving that anger out. And I will just sort of say that one thing you can do right now is just Kali tongue. If you notice anger surfacing as these emotions start to churn up in you, just let it out. Let it out. It is so therapeutic. Go ahead, make the face, you know? Let it be ugly. Let it be raw. You don't have to go around and show it to other people, but don't be so quick to let the tongue wag, right? Don't be so quick to bite that person's head off. You know, practice moving the energy so it can clear the pathway for clarity to come, awareness to come. You don't need to be ashamed of what you feel. It's important that you allow it to surface, okay? But there's also this piece about hold your tongue. Hold your tongue. Listen more. Listen more. Don't get involved in the story, right? You did this to me and I'm mad because you made me feel like this. No, it's hold your tongue. Just move the energy, right? Stay out of the story. Move the energy. Listen. And through this, your transformation will take root and bloom into something beautiful by the end of these 40 days we journey together. Powerful messages. I think we got a very, very dynamic week ahead of us, opening week. I just have a sense about this, and I'm looking forward to sharing this space with you. I will also share my experience authentically when I do the drop-ins with you all, just so I can help hold that space of safety around sharing. I will share my experience authentically with you, transparently with you, and I welcome you to do the same. And let's journey through as a community and see what we can do together when we bring our energy together in the name of expansion and healing. Okay, check out that video if you haven't seen it yet, and I will see you all Monday.